Good morning, everybody, and happy Halloween. The scariest day of the year is upon us, and today we have a scary good deal for you. Dad jokes aside, scariest part of Halloween for me, well, back when my kids were that age, was making sure they didn't, die as they were getting candy and running amok on the streets in darkness, while, to be honest, I was drinking Shout Enough out of a red plastic cup. That's a good memory, actually. Still, a little daunting. It was like, hey, where's Julia? Speaking of Shout Enough, this is a Shout Enough inspired blend from the gang at Derby. Look at this bad boy, the Derby Wine Estates. Ray and Pam Derby. You know, they bought a bunch of vineyard, late 90s, early 2000s, and they weren't really looking to get into the wine business per se. And the wine business kind of happened to them. I know, they weren't looking to get in the wine business, and they bought vineyard. But you know, a lot of people buy vineyards and then they sell the fruit only. You know what I mean? They don't get in the winemaking thing. But eventually they did get in the winemaking thing. And they're really, really good at it. And the thing with the Derbys is they purchased 3 distinct parcels of land. So they were super smart about this, right? They bought land really close to the coast where they do like Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Viognier, that kind of stuff, or near like Hearst Castle, like San Simeon, that area. Beautiful, super cool climate vineyard. Then they went eastern Paso Robles and bought a vineyard for Cabernet. So their Cabernet comes from all that yummy, gooey, juicy stuff on the east side of Paso, a little warmer there. You get that really, those big, ripe Cabernet flavors from that neck of the woods. But then they bought a third parcel in 2006. And this parcel was on Live Oak Road, right by, funny enough, L'Aventure Winery. This vineyard, which we just featured yesterday, or day before. No, yesterday. Yeah, I'm sorry. The whole morning. Coffee, where are you? I need you now. So yeah, this place is right next door to the winery that we featured yesterday. And of course, when they bought it, it was already planted to Rhone varieties. So they were like, why screw with this? So what they did is they kept on with it and accordingly made this absolutely gorgeous Rhone blend, the 1510 red from the Derby Vineyard in the Templeton Gap. This is the Templeton Gap, people. This is, again, we talked a little bit about it yesterday. This is where these cool breezes kind of flow from the coast into the west side of Paso Robles proper. And then by the time they get to like the highway where west and east is divided, these breezes dissipate and then it's almost like straight bake on the east side of Paso, which is good for Cabernet, but I mean, it is okay for Grenache, but for some of the other Rhone varieties, they like that cooler. The Syrah kind of likes that little cooler evening bump, etc. So that's what we have going on here. We have classic Templeton Gap. Folks, this is high-end real estate. Just to let you know, like I said, they're next door to L'Aventure. Actually, also on the same road as Austin Hope, but I'm not sure all of their stuff is sourced from that particular area, though the winery's there. But it's a big ticket spot in Paso, man. This is high rent district here, and the wines reflect accordingly. So 2019, great vintage in Paso Robles. Gorgeous year, sunny. Last year of like kind of drought-ish type characters, but the wines did not reflect jammy or porty flavors, and this wine doesn't either. You know, the Derbys, because they make 3 distinct styles of wine, they're really going for like just textbook examples in each respective spot, but I'd never find any of the wines over the top. These are always wines of refinement, given their areas, and class and polish. L'Aventure is a bigger wine, but this one has a little more ingratiating in that kind of like Côte du Rhône on steroids type vibe, right? Does that make sense? That's kind of what we're talking about here. 72% Grenache, and in the balance is actually Cunoise, Cinsault, Mourvedre, and Syrah. So basically the classic Châteauneuf-du-Pape blend. That's what we're talking about here. Patrick, is today a fruit day? Have we checked the biodynamic calendar? Which, by the way, is right about 2/3 of the time. You can laugh at me. I'm not in the cow horn thing, but biodynamic calendar kind of finds its way home more often than you think. Nope. Big bad root day today. This wine is yummy. For a root day? Wine's screaming out of the bottle today. That wonderful Kirsche cran raspberry character, a great perfectly ripened Grenache, and a not over-the-top vintage is completely evident in this wine straight out of the bottle. This is, and I get juiced when this happens because this wine's actually showing better today, on a day when wine's not supposed to taste good, better than the first time we had it and we originally did the deal. Like we originally did the deal, it was like, yeah, this wine's pretty good. Oh yeah, for the price, which we'll get to in a second. The price was like, what? We have to do this deal. And today, the wine's even more banging than the sample we originally tasted. And that fills me with joy on All Hallows Eve. We're not gonna pull a trick or treat on you on this one. We're not gonna do the thing. What are they doing now where they actually take the vegetables and they cover them in chocolate and then drop them in? That's shiznit, it's evil, but funny as hell. We're not gonna do that for you. We're not gonna give you a chocolate covered pickle today. This is
I might try a chocolate covered pickle.
you know, Patrick, now that I think about what I said, I want to retract that because I like pickles and I like chocolate. So what if you put chocolate and pickles together? Might be. This wine is not a chocolate dipped pickle. In fact, it's one of the greatest deals that we've bumped into in recent WineX history, which is saying a lot because we get bombarded with deals and we're super picky, so we only pick the best of the best to present to you. And in this case, this one's even crazier, right? Because the Derby folks, they don't overprice their wines to begin with, right? They're not drinking the Westside Paso coffee where everything's got to be $70. You know, trying to keep up with the Justin Smiths and the Bookers and all this kind of stuff, right? These guys aren't trying to do that because they own vineyard in 3 very distinct parcels. So their business plan, I think, has to be different based on their mojo. Accordingly, this wine from great vineyards in the Templeton Gap along Murderers Row there is usually only about $34 retail, which vis-a-vis the competition is like half the price, right? But today, that's not how we're rolling today. Boom. $11.98, baby. $12. $12 for this. This is crazy good. You know, and in theory, it can't be done. But, you know, if you got a bit to sell and you own all the vineyard, et cetera, you know, you could make it happen. And the Derbies made it happen for you and for me. So I know you're going to be busy today, you know, figuring out which candy to send out tonight, to hand out tonight. Although, you know what? It's hard to get good distinctive candy anymore. All the candy's the same friggin' 4 candies everywhere. It's not like the old days. Reminiscing. But anyway, while you're trying to figure out which between Twix, Kit Kat, Snickers, and Milky Way to give to the little goblins coming to your door tonight, click and shoot on this. This will sell out. We have a limited number, only about 50 cases. And at this price, this wine is just a stunning deal, the scariest deal I've seen today. Happy Halloween, everybody.